Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling Rants Reviews. This is Big Mike, and I'm coming back at you with a Slammiversary Predictions video. That's right, tomorrow is the big day. I'm calling it the big day because I think tomorrow's going to be the major turning point in the direction that Impact Wrestling is going right now. So, you may believe me, you may not believe me, but I really do think after tomorrow, things are going to be a little bit more different and a lot more better for TNA or Impact Wrestling. So hopefully my predictions come true. I don't think my predictions have anything to do with it, but I think the pay-per-view itself is going to be, that the turning point, like I said, in Impact Wrestling. I think after tomorrow, wrestling will really matter a little bit more. But anyways, getting to the pay-per-view, we got such matches as Scott Steiner versus Matt Morgan. And quite frankly, I don't care who wins this match. But I think it's going to be Matt Morgan. Excuse me. Because he's the younger of the two. And they really want to try and push Matt. I'm sure they do. They want to make him to be this 7-foot monster. After seeing his vignette or promo last week on TNA. Oh, I'm only 7-footer. That's not 500 pounds. I'm a monster. I'm athletic. Blah, 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 blah. Wrestling matters. So I think it'll be an alright match, but Matt Morgan's going to come out on top. And I think Matt Morgan is someone that the winner of the next match needs to face, for some credibility. Crimson versus Samoa Joe is the next match. I think with Crimson going to get the victory over Samoa Joe, I think that'll tie in with the Matt Morgan victory, and I'll tell you why. I think Crimson's going to continue with his unbeaten streak, and Samoa Joe's going to give him the match of his life. Samoa Joe's going to look better than he has in the last few months for TNA, I hope, anyways. Because he's kind of like lost in the mix right now, kind of lost in the whole shuffle of things with TNA. But he's going to put Crimson over, which is cool in my books because Crimson's up-and-comer. He's got the right look. He's got the ability. And with Matt Morgan coming off a win of Scott Steiner, it could be the next feud, Crimson and Matt Morgan. Maybe they'll feud into Hard Justice because I don't think they'd wrestle at Destination X. So hopefully they'll feud into, excuse me, gotta itch myself. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. They're gonna feud into Hard Justice, and then maybe Crimson will go over Matt Morgan. Or maybe they'll keep giving Matt Morgan the push and have him beat Crimson. So I think that's why those two are going to win. Matt Morgan and Crimson. Matt Morgan over Steiner, Crimson over Joe. We got the final battle. #1 contenders match basically as well. Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett. This could go either way because either one of them winning or losing is not going to hurt their credibility. If Jarrett loses, he's still going to be Jeff Jarrett. If Angle loses, he's still going to be awesome Kurt Angle. But I don't think Angle will lose his Olympic gold medals unless that's part of the storyline because he wants to compete in 2012, right? So if he loses his, medals to Jeff Jarrett, he can just be like, well, I'm going to win more in 2012. And here's my reality show that's going to prove it. And here's my training that's going to prove it. So, hey, it could tie in, And if Jeff Jarrett wins, makes sense. Because, well, I'll get into that a little bit later on. So, I think, I don't know. I really don't know who's going to win. It can go either way, but I'm going to go with Jeff Jarrett. Just to further out my storylines. I don't know why when I do come into predictions, I become a guest booker as well, or become creative. I think I should be part of creative. Fuck, I'm not putting myself over. But you talk to a lot of people, I look at a lot of different angles and the way people should, book things. But anyways, next match is the last man standing match. AJ over Bully Brother, Fat, Bubba, whatever his name is, Ray. Well, AJ Styles has got to win this. Because who cares a fuck about Brother Ray? AJ Styles is another one who's been lost in the mix. He needs to have a shining moment because the rest of Fortune's outshining him, and he needs to get back in the limelight some way, somehow. So I'll give it to AJ Styles. We got a TNA Knockouts title match. Mickie James and Angelina Love. I'm going to give it to Mickie, just because. But you know what? This would be awesome if Angelina Love doesn't have to win it, but going into Destination X, we could have our first woman's Destination X. So with Mickie winning it, Angelina Love and Winter, could just attack her after the match and start beating her. And then Tara comes out, makes the save, and then Madison Rayne comes out, and blah, 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 blah. And it just ends up into a big melee, and Destination X, we can have our first women's Ultimate X match. With Mickie and Angelina and Winter and Madison and Tara. Wouldn't that be great? I think that'd be freaking phenomenal. No pun intended, AJ. Moving on, we got Kendrick and Kazarian versus Abyss. I'm going to go with Abyss because this is going to carry on into the Destination X. So yeah, basically all I can say about that. Abyss is going to win. It's going to keep carrying on to Destination X. Just a great big storyline right now. Abyss wins. He thinks the X Division is going to be dead. Yada, 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 yada. Destination X comes along. Somebody will win the belt back and revamp the X Division. And we got a TNA Tag Team title match. British Invasion versus James Storm and Alex Shelley, whether it's gun money or money guns or motor money beer guns or whatever you want to call them. I think the British Invasion will win, unfortunately, because I think this is going to be the end of beer money, which sucks. But both of those guys, James Storm and Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, whatever, need to go out and branch out on their own. Roode has the it factor to be pushed to the main event. James Storm, he's only ever really been a tag team wrestler. America's Most Wanted and beer money. You can say the same about Robert Roode too, like Team Canada, beer money. But in the meantime, Roode had somewhat of a singles career. I remember him fighting Booker T and Eric Young and people in the middle, where James Storm was kind of fluttered out. I think he had a few matches with Robert Roode too until they made this team up. So I don't know. I could see that being the end of beer money, or the beginning of the end of beer money, anyways. So British Invasion will be the victors. TNA World Heavyweight Title match: Mr. Anderson versus Sting. I'm hoping Sting wins. I'm going to predict Sting. I can see him holding it for a little while, because without that title, his war against Hogan, is no longer there. And if he doesn't have that war against Hogan, there's no spot for him in TNA, or he'd get lost in the mix. Then it's Sting. You can't just shuffle him into the middle. So I think he'll have it for a while, maybe even into Bound for Glory, which would be cool. And maybe that's where they can have their King of the Mountain match again, which, you can see my response video to Pizza Hut Guy, my thoughts on that. So who knows? But I'm going to put Sting over Anderson. If Sting's going to be the old guy in the company, he shouldn't be just an old guy just in the mix. He should have the title because he's the leader. And with him having a title run for as long as he has, and maybe longer, it'll give him more credibility as a champion. And I think more titles need to have more longevity because it gives it more, like I said, more credibility to the title. You keep losing it back every month or every other month, it just becomes a placeholder, and it just becomes an object to put people over. And that's really what title belts are anymore anyways. They're just there to put people over that can't get put over. That's why certain people win certain championships or certain Money in the Banks or whatever. They need to get put over to the crowd. So anyway, that's my predictions and a little extra 2 cents worth. So take it for what it is, That's that. And I'm Big Mike, and that's Wrestling Rants and Reviews, and I'll see you on the flip side.